Hello, my YouTube follower. Not being a creep and just filming from my car. I'm actually waiting for my cousin because I'm about to watch Star Wars. And we're trying to watch all 6 of them before the new one comes out. I'm not going to discuss my hair mostly because you can't see it because it's dark, but it's in a bun. March really is the maddest of all the months. Thank all of you out there who have March birthdays because you guys all are amazing. I don't know why I love you all so much. I want to not talk about birthdays because Karrueche, didn't she just like do that interview? I know she did that interview and she was just talking about her relationship with Chris Brown. But I want to know what you guys think about that particular relationship. I've heard several people say, oh, she's gonna go back to him. She stuck by his side through all of his drama. I don't think I could do the same thing, you know? Comes to the car right now. I don't think I could do the same thing. I'm not about that life. Thing is that the reason I'm not about that life is because I feel like you're allowed to make 1, maybe 2 mistakes. Cheating on someone, that's a big mistake to me. I know that a lot of people feel like, you know, if you stay with a man, you're strong and, you know, you really love them and you're really willing to work through it. If you as a man aren't admitting that you've made a mistake, then are you really working through a problem? And I don't want to call Karrueche stupid because I feel like that's not fair, but I feel like there's almost this ignorance to all of this and there's almost this like blissful thinking. I think that for young girls to see that image of a young, attractive woman in the spotlight and the reason why she's getting attention, it just doesn't give girls the right idea or the right impression when it comes to dating and relationships. I don't want to see any of my sisters in a relationship like that where you're only with the person for the attention that you're getting from it. It's not healthy and it's not successful. I do not endorse such things. I don't endorse when people treat you a certain way and you allow them to treat you a certain way and then you go back to them. I feel like this is a theme. I sort of talked about this a little bit last week. I think that when you have people on social media who just make it okay, it's not acceptable. I'm making a video! Laughing at me. Can you see her? I don't think that it's necessarily a Caribbean trait that men cheat. I think it's just more saturated in a smaller place because you can't get away with it as easily. It's more in your face almost. I think women are more accepting because I think naturally we tend to be the caregivers. We tend to be the ones who we're not only understanding, but we're more caring and we're more emotional. And so when your significant other cheats, you tend to question yourself and be like, well, what did I do? Well, what is wrong with me? Well, what do I need to do that's better? Knowing who I was, knowing my little idiosyncrasies, like, you know this about me. This is not new. It's not new information I'm providing to you that all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere. You know I don't like cuddling. You know I don't want to hold your hand. You know when it's that time of the month, do not talk to me. Don't look at me. You know this about me. You know these things before we get married. And if you don't know these things before we get married, maybe you should just spend a little bit more time getting to know me. Anywho, my point is that Karrueche Tran is a very attractive and smart young woman in the sense that she's made a name for herself. That's smart. She's made money off of that. That's genius. At some point, you have to let go of the person you think you love or think loves you and move on from that. Doesn't really love you if he's having a baby with another woman. The worst part about all of this is it's so mind-blowing to me is that they were together and he had a baby with another woman. What? Like, what? No. Online news resources and even blogs and stuff, and maybe even from her Twitter herself, I've heard that she says, you know, I'm in an open relationship, and the understanding of an open relationship is open. Anything can happen in an open relationship. You should be okay with him having a baby if you're in an open relationship, let's be real, because that's what an open relationship is. I'm in a relationship with you and this person and this person and this person, and that's an open relationship. I'm gonna sip on some tea really quick because I just made a great valid point. That's delicious. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get my point? Am I making sense? I feel like I am. I feel like I just had an epiphany and I shared it with all of you guys. Yeah, that's my point, is that when you've made these guidelines for somebody and you've said we're in an open relationship, there's not a lot of structure to that relationship. So for him to get someone else pregnant, it's almost validated and you're almost being like, well, what would you expect? Questions at the end of the day is that acceptable? Should we as a society allow that to continue? And as women, why are we not banding together and loving each other? Like, why is that something we're not doing? I don't understand that. Why are we being pitted against each other and allowing men to do that? It's just not. I'm not a fan. We're too beautiful to be like put down. It's just not okay. If you guys could all like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be really great. I feel like a talk show host or like a game show host, you know? See you guys next week. I'm 100% sure of that. So yeah. Toodles!